Hey, welcome! Today, we're diving into something wild, the 25-second classroom. Yeah, you heard that right. We're going to break down this incredible formula that's hacking our social media feeds, turning what feels like mindless scrolling into these tiny, powerful learning moments.
Think about that. 20 to 25 seconds. That is it. For literally millions of people, this is the new lecture hall. I mean, what a challenge, right? How on earth can you teach anything meaningful in such a tiny window of time?
And that really gets to the heart of the problem, doesn't it? We're all living in this age of the endless scroll. The next shiny thing is just a thumb flick away. So how in the world do you make learning actually stick? It feels impossible. But here's the thing. Some creators have totally cracked the code.
So let's decode their viral blueprint. And I want to be clear here. This isn't just some vague advice or a few handy tips. No, what we're looking at is a precise, almost scientifically engineered formula. It's a blueprint for creating these hyper-engaging little videos that get the job done in under 30 seconds.
And the story behind this formula is actually pretty fascinating. It was originally built for students in India who were gearing up for these incredibly competitive exams. But what's so brilliant about it is that it's universal. The structure they created is this master key for capturing attention, and it works for pretty much any topic you can think of, for any audience, anywhere.
All right, so what is this magic recipe? Well, it breaks down into 5 perfectly timed steps. You've got the hook, the question, the options, the countdown, and then finally, the answer and explanation. Each one of these steps has a very specific job to do, and the timing is absolutely critical.
Okay, so let's get into the anatomy of a micro quiz. We're going to take this thing apart piece by piece and really see what makes it tick. We need to understand how all these little elements work together to do one thing: stop your scroll and deliver this tiny, super powerful hit of knowledge.
Okay, first up, and this is the big one, the hook. You have 0 to 3 seconds. That's it, 3 seconds. I can't stress this enough. This is the most critical part of the whole thing. If you mess up the hook, the rest of the video, it just doesn't matter. The viewer's already gone.
And the blueprint is super specific about the vibe here. The tone has to be exciting, fast, curiosity-driven. There is absolutely no time for a slow, gentle intro. You have to slam the viewer with energy and intrigue from the very first second.
The psychology behind this is it's brilliant. The real job of the hook isn't just to get you to look. It's to create what they call a knowledge gap, instantly. It's like it plants a question in your head that you didn't even know you had. It creates this little mental itch, and suddenly you feel like you have to scratch it.
So, okay, they've hooked you. Now what? How do they keep you there? Well, that's where part 2 comes in, the question and the options. This is where that little itch of curiosity gets turned into an actual, concrete challenge. And what this does is so clever. By giving you a multiple-choice question, the video instantly transforms you from just a passive scroller into an active player. It's a super low-stakes game, right? But the moment you pick an answer in your head, you're committed, you're invested. You got to see if you were right.
And then comes this tiny but oh so powerful little segment, just 3 seconds long, the countdown. It seems like such a small thing, but trust me, it is a crucial piece of this whole engagement puzzle.
And what it's doing is, well, it's basically pure psychological manipulation, but in a good way. It manufactures this sense of urgency, it builds suspense. It's like a tiny little drum roll right before the big reveal. It's a classic trick, and it works. It just locks your attention in, making it almost physically impossible to swipe away.
And that drum roll leads you right here to the payoff. Part 4, the answer and the explanation. This is it. In the last 5 seconds, the video finally delivers the goods, the little nugget of learning you came for.
This last step is doing 2 really important things. First, it finally closes that knowledge gap that the hook opened up way back at the beginning. You get that little hit of dopamine, that aha moment of satisfaction. And second, it gives you one simple, memorable takeaway. The loop is complete. It's a perfect little package.
Okay, so we've broken down the how. We see the steps. But now for the really interesting part. Why does this work so ridiculously well? To understand that, we have to zoom out a bit and talk about the psychology of the scroll and what this formula is actually doing to our brains.
So here's why it works. This whole formula is basically designed to push 4 of our brain's biggest buttons. First, there's gamification. It turns learning into a minigame.
Then it exploits those curiosity gaps we talked about, making us need to know the answer. It keeps the cognitive load really low, so it feels easy, almost effortless. And finally, it delivers instant gratification, a quick reward that makes our brains happy and keeps us coming back.
And when you put it side by side with, a traditional study session, wow, the difference is just night and day. Traditional studying, that takes a ton of focus, and the reward is way down the road. This micro-quiz thing, it's the complete opposite. It's instant engagement for an immediate reward. It is a system perfectly designed for the way our brains work when we're scrolling.
So what's the big picture here? What does all this mean? Well, it means we are officially learning in the fast lane. So let's zoom out one last time and think about what this super efficient, gamified format could mean for the future, not just of education, but of how we communicate in general.
Because really, what we've been looking at here is so much bigger than just a quiz format for students. It's a blueprint for how to communicate effectively in today's attention economy. I mean, think about it. You could use this exact structure for corporate training, for marketing a new product, even for public service announcements. It's this powerful little tool for anyone who needs to get a message to stick, and fast.
And all of this leaves us with one last big question, a kind of tricky one. Is this super engineered format the actual future of learning? A brilliant way to adapt to our new digital habits? Or is it just the gamification of forgetting? Where we get this quick little hit of information that feels good, but it vanishes from our brains just as fast as it showed up. And that right there, that's the real tension at the heart of this new 25-second classroom.